Hi everyone, Bandana here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Strategos, a historical battle simulator. This is the demo version. I've had a little bit early access to the demo and managed to sort of dabble around with it over the weekend, but the demo is out today as part of the Steam Wargames Fest, which starts later today / probably a similar time to this video coming out. Strategos is made by Strategos Games, a small company, and they've recently signed up with our good friends over at Micropose. Many thanks to them for the key so I could check out a little bit early and sort of get my head around the game. So Strategos is, as I say, a historical battle simulator. Think Total War, minus the map and everything else, and just having the battles with thousands of units, and then make it a little bit more realistic. So if I issue a command and my unit isn't anywhere near the commander, then obviously a courier needs to ride off on a horse and give them that new command, because they could be off in the distance hiding in some trees and they're not going to magically know what's going on. So there's elements like that. There's a lot of calculations going on in the background. You can see lots of different stats when you hover over units, when you've got your unit selected, etc, etc, etc. This is definitely a game for those sort of, I don't want to say history nerds because it's not quite what I mean, but those who are really into the history stuff. This is all about, you know, Rome and Carthage and things like that kind of era. There's going to be 120 factions in the final game and over 250 different types of units, including, you know, light melee, heavy melee, skirmish units, ranged units, horses, elephants, and obviously all of these different types of units have somewhat varying abilities. For example, horses can do rebound attacks where they charge in, do some damage, and then run away. And elephants just terrify everything they go near because they're elephants, etc, etc. Then you've got lots of interactions with the environment and the terrain. So there's terrain bonuses and disadvantages, and units walking through other units can be at a disadvantage, especially if it's horses going through infantry or infantry going through horses. Even if it's your own, then they'll get a debuff in how fast they're moving. So there's lots of different things to consider. You can issue command orders and give multiple commands so you can have units move across the map. They're not as flexible when units are in combat, so once they're in combat, they're in combat. You can't easily pull them out of combat. It's not like Total War where you can sort of charge in and out and do hit and run tactics. It plays differently to that, at least in my personal experience of how I would play Total War compared to this. But let's hop into the historical battle simulator and let me show you how it plays, because that's the best way to have a look at it, I think. As I say, this game isn't going to be for everybody, but I definitely think it's for those of you who are very into your historical battles and tactics and planning everything out in advance and things like that. So let's have a look. And as I say, you can go and download the demo right now. What I thought we'd try and do today is have a look at the historical battle simulator, because that's what's in the demo. You do get a warning about it being the demo, and there's only a certain amount of units available at the moment, and it tells you a little bit about the units and everything. You can have a read through that in your own time. I've had a go at this, and I played as the Romans, and the Carthaginians were my enemy, and they absolutely decimated me. This is not an easy game, but I know there's going to be people who watch this channel who love their war games, who love their history, who will absolutely eat this up. Graphically, it's a little bit stylized because of the amount of units they're dealing with, and this is in Unity, so I guess there's a limit to how nice you could make it look in terms of very fancy high-fidelity units versus it running well. But I'm not going to change anything else. I'm just going to hit start battle and you can get an idea of what the setup is like. Okay, here we go. So this is our setup. So very much like Total War, in your initial setup, we can position our units. Let me show you what we've got here. So we've got some cavalry at the back here, which are our commanders. You can see by the star that's on top of them. We have triarii, heavy infantry, and some more at this side. As I say, if I zoom in, you can see the units are a little bit stylized. I'm just trying to turn us around so we can see from the front. There we go. So a little bit stylized. They're not like really high fidelity units, but I don't think they need to be, because let's be honest, most of the time you're going to be zoomed fairly far out commanding these units anyway. You can see veterancy level different between the different units as well. So these guys are elite, these guys are veteran, these guys are just average, nothing special there. And then at the front here, we've got some ranged units as well. So we have quite a lot of units that maybe have javelins for ranged attack, and then obviously hand-to-hand combat. Obviously that's pretty standard for the Romans, right? So we have to make a decision here. The enemy is probably going to be pretty aggressive because last time they were, and they really did a lot of damage with their horses. So we need to be aware of that. I'm debating whether we just sit ourselves on some high ground, like here we've got a hill, and we let them come to us, because last time they just surrounded me with numbers. So I think we do that. So what we'll do is grab our ranged units, and we'll just put them there. So my thought is we can just sort of wall off around us as best we can. We'll put I'm actually move them there. These guys here, these guys in the middle, these guys here. And we've got these lovely terrarii which are sort of around the back here, and I'm just going to turn them this way. And then we'll put commanders here. So over in this bottom corner, we've got projectile range, which shows us the range of our ranged units. We've got charge range. And then we've got a command overlay range. So that's how far our command can sort of issue their orders. I'm going to leave some horses back here. Maybe move those ones slightly more that way. And then we can issue orders to everything for the moment. And we can shift the horses around later. It's a weird start. See, they're quite spread out. And they have quite a lot of horses. And these are ranged attack units. And they were causing me complete havoc before, because obviously they can attack and run away. So if I click on this unit, for example, can you see down here I have this recoil mode? So this is where they will attack and then retreat before anything else happens. And as you can see, there's lots of other lines of communication and things going between all these different units. So that's something else to be aware of. I don't fully understand all of this yet. But if you hover over enemy, if you select a unit and hover over the enemy, you get loads of stats. So this is what I'm saying. If you're really into this type of stuff and the combat and the statistics and everything else, then all of that information is there. It tells you the sort of capabilities of your units versus the enemy unit when you attack and things like that. We'll let them get tired walking towards us. Now these guys will surely start to attack us soon. Yeah, they're getting into range to attack us. But we can throw stuff back at them as well. We should probably... Are they in range now? Let's tell them to move to shoot. Obviously, these guys have shields, so they're not too bad. The issue, obviously, with horses is if we try and run after them, they're just going to run away. So we'll get into a bit of a kiting situation. So we want to try and whittle them down a bit and stress them out using our own ranged units. Our units won't chase if they don't need to. What we could do is have our command come around here. If I do control, then it will do multiple orders. Unfortunately, they're going to walk into each other and... Oh, it hasn't happened. They must not be near enough each other for it to kick in. But you can get hindered in movement, basically. what I want to do is attack these guys. So let's give a new order. Obviously, the command just order themselves about, so it's a little bit less hassle. We seem to have stumped the AI. They're taking a long time to get to us, obviously. What we're going to do here is just charge these guys. You only have to right-click once. I keep wanting to double right-click because in Total War, that would issue a charge command, which you don't really have in this. Your units just charge themselves, basically. Especially once they do this charge range. So they're going to want to run away from us, but we should be able to catch them out. There we go. So we've got the charge has kicked in. Range units here getting some kills in, but we're pretty solid still at the moment. How are we doing at this side? So we've got a slight issue there. I'm just going to issue a command for them. These guys are off. We managed to get them into melee, so that's good for us. For some reason, our units become disordered, even though we're sort of a command unit. And we should be absolutely annihilating these in melee, in my opinion, but I'm no military expert, so I could be wrong about that. You would think we would win that one. These guys are now low ammo. Right, so they've actually backed right off now. So we're going to run away. Because these guys are disordered anyway. I'm going to get them to come up here. And then back to that. You can't rally your troops in this like you can in Total War. So we're doing a bit of damage here. These guys are unfortunately not in the best position anymore. I don't like the fact that they've become disordered so easily by these ranged units. The ranged units or the ranged horses seem very strong because I can't charge them down, obviously. You guys focus on them. You guys should be able to fire at them. Are the units blocking line of sight? We'll move back slightly then. These guys are getting quite disordered. Probably charge these, but I think they'll run away as soon as I do. Let's try and charge. Yeah, as soon as I charge, they run away. I've told them to stop, but because they're in a charge now, they're just going to charge anyway. I don't like that. I feel like I don't have always a lot of control. These guys are going to get overwhelmed now because they've charged out of line. So I need them to come back. But they're just... I feel sometimes like I don't have enough control of the units in this for me. Like, I want them to pull back, but they won't. They've decided they're engaging, even though they didn't feel like they were in engagement range. I don't know. Like, again, these guys are in engagement, so I can't control them. They're just going to do their own thing now. Is that... Oh, we're engaged with those. Let's go in from the side and kind of get in on top of these guys. I'm going to move these units out. These guys can probably now go up that way. These guys can come over here. They're disordered again. I'm going to get these guys to come around here so I can charge them. What are you guys doing? You can probably head that way. You guys move to attack. They're panicking because an ally is routed. You guys move to attack there. You guys move to attack there. It's going slightly better than last time, but I am still getting quite badly routed. You guys attack them. You attack them. You guys move up. You guys head over that way. They're engaging them. They're now in a really bad way. So they're falling to bits with the F on that. You guys charging on them. Are you guys attacking? Yes, you are. Good. Our commander is over there. Let's get you to attack them. Our commander can come back now. We managed to chase a few of their units away. We are winning this now. It's definitely going better than last time. Oh, these guys are falling apart, though. You guys come this way. You come and get these. Ally routed, so they're upset because of that. Let's come in from behind these. If I give these guys an order to attack... Well, they're already attacking, so I don't think it'll matter. They're now winning because we're at 58%. But they're doing a much better job in the middle here. One of our commands is fleeing, which isn't ideal. We are technically shooting those in the back, but we're not doing much damage to them. There's our other command coming in, surrounding people. We managed to fragment the enemy there. Let's see if we can turn around and attack them. Those guys are routed. They're upset because an ally routed. It's good for us. Our guys have become disordered, which isn't ideal for a military company, which is supposed to be all stood nicely like that. You can see when they become disordered, they kind of fall apart. Ah. So, they beat us again. So a lot of that stuff was broken as well, but they had more steady stuff at the end. We had 3 steady and 3 disordered. They had 4 steady and 2 disordered. 66 to 62%. So we were closer that time than last time I played it. You'll notice that it says available couriers is 2. So every time you issue an order where the command is further away, you have to send a courier, and you have a limited number of couriers, obviously. And you'll see them right across the map. But yeah, that's the game in a nutshell. As I say, it's very involved and it feels different to the likes of Total War. I think this will really appeal to some people who watch this channel, because I know there's a lot of wargame fans out there who like their sort of more intricate detail on units and commanding them and things like that. I think for me, I'm maybe a little bit more casual in that I prefer how Total War does it, and having the ability to rally my troops and things like that. But I can see this is going to be very appealing to some people out there. So when the demo comes out, I definitely think it's worth giving it a look. But I will personally leave this video there, as I don't want to make it too long. We've already been here a little while. But check it out on Steam. Wishlist it if you're interested. And remember to check out the demo